death. It's been one unsettling rumor.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Yes, he does.
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
I wonder.
Welcome back, everyone!
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
That's right. We're fighting fit and raring to go.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
He's impressed.
I don't believe we've met. Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
He sounds like
Likewise.
he
The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Shy.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it. Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition.
As usual.
And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lise, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? All right, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out.
Another one.
And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble. The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us.
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
That makes sense.
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
Stuffy meeting, she's smart.
I knew you'd say yes.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Oh, they're embarrassing him.
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
When I set out to save Malric, I think Tapu was always at the back of my mind. I have us, Tataru. I give you the Bonanza, the Science's very own airship. Our Vita is a company project. We help her from our friends at the Rising Stones and named her for luck and prosperity. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the scientists' favorite coin flip. I'd also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. But that's alright, because we have hired this capable fellow here instead. The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of commanding cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to go around as is well. But enough talk, it's time to fly. All aboard! Honestly, Sid wouldn't be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Alpha. Alpha's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This appears to be helix, which means we stand in the Alpha quadrant. To the east lies the Beta quadrant. And yes, I believe I have my bearings, though this is my first time on Mars as well. I do have some familiarity with the place next to the records at the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to an asteroid, which there will be an information to. I suggest we begin our search then. That's fast enough process. And here is a terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to temporary. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No! Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it might be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. It is likely that he kept a copy. I would say it is a distinct possibility, assuming he was a researcher here. He will have had quarters on a hemisphere. We can ascertain the details at the atmosphere control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of banana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable bit of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship then. We'll see you at the atmosphere. Right. to recall. Are you honestly telling me that was incorrect too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that highly respected ether was prone to cooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail that wrote you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, such things too much. Besides, my studies help me to feel connected to the source. OUEST meeting. I couldn't resist. Well, the concert continues, so you had better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Joe, for bringing me here. I'm sure this Owen fellow is very learned, but iconic corruption, an overview, sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about to combat application of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphina's was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say. We chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Sharlayan's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life from the start, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course. Alphina was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet young Alphina. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in film. Oh, you're back! I didn't know you attended a studium. I didn't. The thesis was required to earn my Urchin's mark. My peers at the students of Baldatian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I consider it no more than a means to an end at a time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archives mode. It was waiting for me on in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Dargo and I said as much when they granted me this gift. But until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Such archive for iconic corruption. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice know the password. Right, let's see. Glory be to Allah. Long live Emperor Zend. Confound it. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, password. Know your place, handmaiden. What did that thing just call me? Courage. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. He's got a point. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stones. He's going on a little trip. What do we want from here? I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Ambrose did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been a fill on it businesses. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to see his love is no pretext, however much I want to see him again. Him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Still, how many do to keep him waiting, shall we? Okay, let's go to the Ironworks now. Okay, we'll have to wait for this to load. Right. That's what happens every time there is a new patch. There we go. Wonderful news, Jude. Tatara contacted Sid on our behalf and he's on his way here even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Kyle? House Brutus, really? Brutus. Aren't they the ones who took in Yotu and Asahi? This bodes well. And on that cheery note, why not make ourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show you Sid as soon as he arrives. Let's chill. There is archive there. Hi, Sinus is exhibiting elevated blood pressure. That's always good to know. Just so. With nary a clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly. And thus return to you. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Ramrose. It contains an elegant dictionary. Okay, everyone working together for a common cause. The beauties of fiction. The password is freedom. Huh. Huh, short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, milady. Note, open the report entitled Iconic Corruption and Overview. Password, freedom. Oh, that was easy. Fancy earrings. So not even the Allegans were able to find a cure, or rather were not given a chance to do so. Cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed a problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet will be simple to reanimate a tempered soul. I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow now need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining in its thrall. So there's no point in reviving their souls unless we can also restore their sense of self. But of course, memory transfers. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memory, separate them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, limit effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us to identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall our attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did, you are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism. And I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. And perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics. Which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. That Terry's really evil. Ishkar and Thanalan. Okay. I still manufacture. See. once again, this is a blind playthrough. Haven't seen anything of it. More exciting that way. Here they are.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places. As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course.
Hey.
Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
Oh, he will find you instead.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day? A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it.
Perfect.
In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Always generous of Sir Emmerich. Wow. So many. They're working fast. My ship's at.
Ugh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Yeah, sometimes I have to learn to accept help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it.
Indeed.
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
Huh. Touché.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 paths to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
By the way, the healing applications of crystal foci proved very useful in getting us to where we are now. I must remember to thank Mikoto. Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin.
Party! Wow. Is it safe?
All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
They're all sleepy.
Damn it. It's overloading.
She won't last much longer!
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There! I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Really? Just like that. Okay. Good. Great. Excellent. Not logical, but excellent.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate, we cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof. But I'm quietly confident. Well, if we are to test it on someone, then I suggest Kabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Kabu waiting long enough. I should probably have used the ether, right? Nice, nice. Misty weather. Okay. Have to wait a little longer. Too many people in here. Okay. There we are. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Kabu to us at once.
Apologies for the wait. Gabu, have you been good?
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino, Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matter.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
Well, we'll see.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
Poor Angelo. Oh, sweetie.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
If it works.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission then, let us begin.
Curious to see what you're gonna
Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn.
Don't hurt Angelo.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one.
They're generous, so I'm sure they will.
I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Fingers Fingers crossed.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
I like misty weather. I like fall.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alisaie refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Don't tell me, tell her. Exactly.
I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire.
Oh. What happened?
Alisaie, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh god. Oh, it did. He's smiling.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Oh, it's back to his normal self.
Gaboo!
She made it.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alisaie's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
That's sweet. He wasn't lost. Not completely.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alizé. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help
They
them.
need lots and lots of ether.
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alizé was able to heal Gabu alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Yes, she's right about that.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
I'm sure she will help.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alizé. Thank you.
Lemon wolf. Stuff Highland Cafe.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
There she is.
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
Truly.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar, Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knight Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Oops.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
She's trying to sell things, right?
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
Oh, don't be shy.
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
She's a busy woman. Will she grant her help, I wonder?
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul. Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were.
Really? A mother porxie?
Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Whatever. find us